I'm very excited to see you again, darling.
You too.
It's my celebrity doppelganger, Constance Cooper, a.k.a. Robert Sherman.
Correct.
A.k.a. one of the stars of the upcoming Mapplethorpe documentary, Look at the Pictures. You knew Robert.
Yep. He was documenting that period that didn't last.
This is like pre-AIDS, like right
Yes.
at, like
Yeah.
there was like
Late
the
70s.
the sexual revolution of the 70s,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it's like all the sex clubs, the continental baths.
Yeah. People had
Plato's
disco
retreat.
fever.
Yeah, and they were.
Because it was the disco era in the mid-70s. And people that were hiding their sexuality.
Pop.
Wow. It's a bowl of popcorn and candy.
In the movie, you talk about meeting him at the mine shaft and how that night you went back with him and he took the picture. Started taking some pictures of you.
We slept together,
Yeah.
and then we
Was he
worked.
fun?
Like I say in the movie, I was nervous because I was fresh off the boat from Connecticut.
Did you have an idea of who he was? Did you?
No, not at all. He wrote down his number and said, I want to photograph you. And he was with this group of, it was the mine shaft. It was heavy leather. Heavy.
Right. Was it like rough or was it?
No,
or
no.
were you vanilla and he was?
Yes, I hadn't even had anal sex yet.
Oh, okay.
I was like a virgin.
Oh, little Constance.
Yes, I know.
Baby fetal.
I was pure. Lily white and pure.
So the mine shaft, as we were just talking about, was a sex club. Yeah. One of the more famous sex clubs in New York. And when I first got there in '84,
It was closed already.
No. It hadn't closed yet. It was sort of at the last end. But I went one time and I was in tights and ballet slippers.
Oh, no.
And they would not
No.
let me in. Another time I tried and I had pink lipstick on, and they wouldn't let me.
James.
So I never got in. I never got to see.
You could take everything off and go in naked.
I
did that once. I did everything once, except for get into a sleep.
I did. I mean, I went to the Anvil, which was another sex club.
Yeah,
and
the Anvil wasn't as strict as the mine shaft.
Yeah, and I
Like,
saw.
remember the top of the stairs at the mine shaft? There was a whole list of rules.
Oh yeah, the no polo shirts, the no ties,
no shirts with collars.
no shirts with collars.
It was
yeah.
strict.
Yeah, and like I said, I showed up in like little ballet flats, and like my long blonde hair.
I
and
know,
they just
and
were
those
not
guys
having-
were so serious at the top of the stairs.
Yeah,
It was
so
probably like,
yeah. I saw some pictures of you at the Mud Club. On Facebook just recently, and you were an adorable little boy. You were so cute, little tiny fetus.
I looked like a baby.
You did, but you were sort of tough and everything. Was this all pre-Constance?
Oh yeah.
When was Constance born?
In San Francisco, of course.
Yeah, okay.
I lived there for a year in 1980,
Okay.
and I hung out with a bunch of drag queens. Doris Fish and her group, Doris Fish and the Fishnets.
When you got back, that's when you were doing Constance mostly?
Yeah, because the pyramid was opening.
Well, because I think I first met you at Area. I think it was either Area, and then later at like Savage and Copa with Suzanne and stuff when you started.
Yeah, but I started at the pyramid. I danced on the bar. RuPaul and Bonnie and
Lahoma.
came like a year later.
Yeah, it was like '85.
I was there when the
actually.
door opened.
Right. And what made you come out to LA?
I had some of my closest friends move here, and I came here with Joey Arias to do some shows. We went to Elvira's house, and Cassandra Peterson, and she had this grand house with a gate, the electric gate that opens up, and you see the sports cars, and I was like,
I want this.
why do people hate LA? I like it. I remember vividly, like, oh wow, I can actually walk on grass and dirt and stuff. We did our shows, and I had met Holly Woodlawn at one of them at the Atlas Bar and Grill.
Oh, I remember the Atlas.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Joey at the Atlas too.
Maybe you were there that night.
Maybe. I remember Madonna was there.
there.
Yes! Oh my God, that's so funny. Because I remember there was a table with Joey, and I sat down, and I just started
Madonna
like talking.
had a big long table, but she was with Danilo.
Yes, and I remember talking to Danilo and just talking to this woman like that, and all of a sudden, about halfway through the conversation, I realized, oh my God, I'm talking to Madonna. And I had no idea, and she was just like looking at me cross-eyed.
But I was such a New York snob. I didn't want to give her the time of day.
Right.
But then, what I did was I just walked around with the mic. And I went over and I just said this at Holly's memorial on Sunday, that when I went to her table, she was sitting with Greg Gorman, and she goes, give me the mic. I'm like, okay. She goes, you're fabulous. You're fabulous. And we were going to become best girlfriends, sisters. I went, okie dokie.
Fine by me. And how soon before you started working at the Chateau Marmont?
Just a year later.
Oh, because you are a legend of the Chateau.
Oh, yes. I'm the queen of the hotel.
The queen of the hotel.
And they copied me on American Horror.
Well, that's what I was trying to get to. I was leading towards that right there because Elizabeth Taylor is obviously based on you. Obvious. And do you think that Ryan Murphy came to Chateau Marmont and saw you?
Yeah, all the time. 'Cause sometimes I leave the bar there, right next door, the bar Marmont and the hotel. I'd just walk around the garden, have a champagne and see who's there. And I went by Ryan's table, and he goes, "Oh, what are you doing over here? Showing off?" And I said, "That's what they pay me for."
Which is a very Elizabeth Taylor line in the show. Is it a compliment or is it irritating?
I would just ask people on Facebook, because they would comment, like, this is 100% ripoff. And then I saw the picture with the character description underneath that said, Liz Taylor, a fixture at the hotel bar. What bald drag queen is a fixture at the hotel bar?
Exactly.
You're looking at her. But a please or a thank you or some candy or a check would be nice.
We've talked about this. People compare me to you. People call me Constance. People call you James and everything. And I always think it's fabulous. And like I laugh and we're friends. And so it's not a big deal.
But that's just, it's different.
I mean, it is flattering.
It's flattering. It's an homage, and I'm over it.
Holly. Gorgeous Holly Woodlawn, one of your best friends in the entire world. God bless her. There was just a moment.
Because when I came back to LA, immediately I called her up.
And when I first moved out to LA, people were not very inviting to me. I had sort of a hard time making that adjustment from New York to LA. And I remember,
me too. Everyone said it was a fucking bitch.
It is hard. People, they can be a little cold.
Because the New York attitude, we didn't realize we had such a heavy New York attitude.
But when I came out, you were one of the first people that I saw, and Holly was one of the first people I saw, and you both made me feel really good. When she passed, the New York Times and the LA Times and Vogue and Vanity Fair and everything, it was so nice to see everybody give her so much credit.
Yeah.
And
well, I knew it would happen. She's the last superstar.
Did she know? Did she know that all the love that was out there?
Oh yeah.
She did.
She knew she was Holly Woodlawn.
Okay.
And if she would get, bitchy, which she did a lot.
Sure.
She was a pain in the tuchus, as she would say. She would say, "You don't know what it's like being Holly Woodlawn."
So Mapplethorpe, look at the pictures, is opening at Sundance on Friday. It's a really fun documentary. And
You've seen it.
I saw it the other day because I was shocked because I thought that I knew everything to know about Robert, but I guess I didn't, and I didn't realize how attractive he was in the 70s. And were you ever nervous when you were modeling for him, or was it?
Nah.
You were just, it was.
He made you very at ease.
Yeah.
You
Aren't you so glad that you have those now?
Oh, yeah.
Like, because
I wish I had them.
Right. One of the collectors in the documentary is talking about how he would buy them all in the 80s and they would be less than $1,000.
Yeah.
And now he has the biggest collection in the world, and
See,
each one.
He was smart.
Yeah, he has a wall of about 100 of them.
You know what I did with my first one?
What?
I came home with it and I put it on and it was punk rock. We were going to Max's and CB's all the time. And so we'd have like the band come back to our apartment. And I just had it laying on the coffee table. And somebody just put a glass of wine on it, so it had a red wine ring on it. And it didn't even faze me.
Right, because who?
I just put it in the closet.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Now
the
that would be.
his fame happened quickly.
Yeah.
Then I learned to get them framed immediately.
So you still have a couple?
No.
No.
But the man in the polyester suit is selling for $500,000. I sold mine for like $3,000-4,000.
Wow.
Sad. Boo-hoo.
Okay, well, on that note, I think lesson to be learned is always, you never know who's going to become famous.
Correct.
So you just always hang on to everything that anyone gives you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darling, it was lovely to see you.
You too, James.
Mwah. Thank you. And I will see you, I'm sure, in a couple days or weeks or somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere.
Well, there's going to be a lot of Mapplethorpe going on.